Welcome back to Aviation India, and today we are diving into a special list because we're talking about 9 planes forgotten by the market that are still indestructible. These are aircraft that no longer dominate conversations or magazines, and yet they continue to prove their worth year after year. They may not be trendy or glamorous, but they were built with such strength that they remain reliable and respected even today. So if you're curious about planes that outlived the hype but never lost their edge, this video is for you. Let's get into it. Beechcraft Bonanza V-Tail. The Beechcraft Bonanza, especially the V-Tail version, has often been remembered more for its nickname, the Doctor Killer, than for what it really is, which is one of the strongest and longest-lasting airplanes in general aviation history. Introduced back in the late 1940s, it brought innovations like being one of the first all-metal aircraft in its category, and it delivered performance that pilots loved. But at the same time, many inexperienced pilots underestimated its demands, which caused accidents and gave the Bonanza a bad reputation. However, the truth is, the airplane itself is not fragile at all, and its solid construction, sleek design, and ability to perform consistently over decades have made it a survivor in every sense. So while it may have been forgotten by some, the Bonanza is still a living legend in the skies, and it continues to prove that careful engineering can endure far longer than public opinion. The plane has also built a loyal following of owners who invest in keeping them in top shape because they recognize its unique mix of speed, comfort, and resilience. In fact, many mechanics say the Bonanza airframe is among the toughest they've worked on, and with modern upgrades in avionics and engines, these aircraft still perform alongside newer models, showing that its place in history is well-deserved, and its reputation as indestructible is not just nostalgia, it is proven by decades of flying. Piper Aztec. The Piper Aztec never pretended to be glamorous, and it certainly wasn't the fastest aircraft of its time, but it earned a reputation as a workhorse that simply refuses to die. With its twin engines and a structure built to handle heavy loads, it became an airplane capable of operating in places where others would not dare. Short runways, rough fields, and challenging conditions were no problem for the Aztec, and even though the market slowly pushed it aside in favor of newer and flashier twins, it never completely disappeared because flight schools, private operators, and charter companies trusted it for its reliability and ease of operation. The Aztec is the kind of aircraft that people overlook until they actually need something that gets the job done. And when that happens, it shines as one of the toughest airplanes out there. Pilots who fly it often praise its forgiving nature and to keep going, even in situations that would ground other planes. And while it may lack glamour, it compensates with dependability, which is often more important for real-world flying than looks or speed. Its place in aviation history remains safe because those who flew it know its real strength. Cessna 195. The Cessna 195 is one of those airplanes that looks like a museum piece with its classic round radial engine lines and timeless appearance. But behind that vintage design is a machine that was built to last. This was the last radial-powered production aircraft from Cessna, and while it never reached the commercial success of the smaller and easier-to-maintain Cessna 172, it became a symbol of strength and reliability. Owners who kept them flying discovered that the 195 was not just a nostalgic airplane, it was a flying tank capable of handling real work and still performing with style. Today, you can still find many of them in air shows or in private collections. And every time they take off, they remind us that old doesn't mean weak and forgotten, doesn't mean gone. Its heavy-duty airframe made it resistant to stress over time, and its radial engine gave it the kind of power that felt unstoppable. Pilots who fly them today often say it feels like flying history, but with the confidence that the plane will not let you down, and that combination of heritage and durability keeps the Cessna 195 alive in the skies. Grumman Tiger AA-5B. The Grumman Tiger came into the light aircraft market to compete directly with Cessna and Piper. And although it never reached the same sales volume, it quietly built a reputation among pilots who actually flew it. This aircraft had excellent visibility, a responsive feel on the controls, and an airframe made of strong, bonded metal panels, which gave it durability beyond expectations. What hurt the Tiger was not a design flaw, but simply the fact that it was overshadowed by bigger names and better marketing campaigns. Yet pilots who owned one or even rented one for a while never forgot how solid it felt in the air. And even decades later, the Tiger continues to fly reliably around the world, proving that sometimes the underdog is just as strong as the leaders. Its simplicity made it easy to maintain, and its handling created loyal fans who consider it one of the most enjoyable airplanes to fly today. It is considered underrated, but those who know it see it as a gem that combines fun with strength in a way few others can match. Mooney M20. The Mooney M20 was designed with a clear purpose to deliver unmatched efficiency in the light aircraft market, and it succeeded by offering a combination of speed and fuel economy that few airplanes in its class could ever dream of. Despite this success, it never reached the level of popularity enjoyed by Cessna or Piper, mainly because it was seen as a little different and perhaps intimidating to some pilots. But those who trusted the Mooney discovered that its unique tail design, its aerodynamic profile, and its solid construction created a machine that could endure for decades. The M20 remains a symbol of efficiency and resilience, proving that while others moved on to trendier choices, the Mooney stayed strong. Quietly flying above the criticism, pilots often admire the fact that this airplane uses less fuel while going faster than many competitors. And yet it remains one of the safest and most durable designs out there. So while forgotten by many, the Mooney M20 continues to be a real performer in the skies. Rockwell Commander 112/114. The Rockwell Commander series tried to bring something new to the market, a light aircraft that combined comfort, performance, and durability into one package, and for many who flew it, the Commander delivered exactly that. It had a spacious cabin, excellent flight stability, and a solid build. But because of its higher price and operating costs, it never found mass success, which caused it to slowly fade from attention. Yet the ones still in service tell a different story. These airplanes were engineered with such care that decades later, they remain some of the best designed aircraft in their category. The Commander may not have been remembered by the masses, but it remains unforgettable for those who value quality and strength. In an airplane, pilots continue to admire its flying characteristics and the way it manages to combine sturdiness with elegance, making it a rare example of overlooked brilliance in general aviation. Aerostar 601. The Aerostar 601 was sleek, fast, and luxurious, designed to be one of the most impressive twins of its era, and it actually delivered on those promises, but its complexity kept it away from the mainstream pilot market as it required skill and discipline to be operated safely. However, that does not take away from the fact that the Aerostar is an incredibly strong airplane. Well-maintained units continue to perform brilliantly, and its structure has proven resilient against the test of time. While other designs faded away, the Aerostar carved a niche reputation among those who value performance and durability in one package. And it is still flying proudly as proof of engineering done. Right, its airframe was designed to handle speeds that were ahead of its time, and that foundation of strength still makes it relevant today for pilots who are willing to put in the effort. This aircraft rewards them with reliability and unmatched speed even decades later. Cessna Skymaster 337. The Cessna Skymaster, with its unique push-pull, twin-engine design, is one of the most recognizable aircraft at a glance. And although many pilots were skeptical about its unusual configuration, it found a home in both civil and military use despite being forgotten by the mainstream market. The Skymaster proved its value in tough missions, remote operations, and even military surveillance, where reliability was more important than looks. Its rugged frame and ability to keep flying under challenging conditions gave it a reputation as a survivor. And even though people do not talk much about it today, the Skymaster continues to operate, showing that forgotten does not mean finished. Owners love the safety of having two engines aligned on the same axis, and its ability to operate in demanding places made it an invaluable tool. Its durability and versatility remain unmatched for an aircraft that was never a commercial superstar, but still carved its name in aviation. The Beachcraft Duke was introduced as a luxury twin that combined striking appearance with serious performance, and it succeeded in delivering elegant speed and power, but its higher operating costs made it less accessible compared to other aircraft, and as a result, it never became a market leader. However, the airplanes that survived have shown the true value of the design because the Duke is a solid and dependable machine. Pilots who operate them today Still admire the strength of its build, the reliability of its engines, and the way it feels in flight. While the market may have moved on to cheaper options, the Duke holds its place as one of the toughest and most beautiful twins ever built. Its pressurized cabin, advanced avionics, and smooth performance were years ahead of competitors, making it a gem that was never fully appreciated but never truly forgotten. Today it stands as a reminder that strength and style can live far beyond market trends. And there you have it, 9 planes forgotten by the market that are still indestructible. Each one of them proves that engineering done right lasts longer than trends, and these aircraft continue to earn respect from the pilots who know their value. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Aviation India, and let us know in the comments which of these planes you would like to see in more detail, or which forgotten airplane deserves a spotlight in our next video.